All right, folks, we've got an update. This one is pretty sweet, and actually, this is an old news story about the partnership between AT&T and ASTS, and I'm gonna kind of explain why I go back to this. So the development of this partnership and this investment into what they call direct to cell, it's really non-terrestrial networks. What these companies are doing are putting satellites into space, and they're trying to create networks that are going to offer benefits and have their advantages over terrestrial networks. Let me just say, there's nothing better than a completely connected high-capacity terrestrial network. I'm just talking about cell towers, right? The ones that are like steel in the air, rooftop sites, CRAN, small cells, all those things. Like, that's just not going to ever be beat. But there is a place for the non-terrestrial networks in lots of different applications. Namely, I want you to think FirstNet. I want you to think first responders, emergency situations, and those kind of things. Now, according to new FCC filings, AT&T and AST Space Mobile are going to provide satellite connectivity. They're going to ask for permission to enhance services for FirstNet. All right, and this is going to be an enhancement via band 14 spectrum. And then previously, a couple of days ago, there was an agreement in place between AT&T and FirstNet to expand the partnership with satellite coverage, right? So you've got this positioning, you've got this sequence of events that are happening in which these indications and these permissions are being requested from AT&T and FirstNet to the FCC in regards to ASTS, and that whole satellite piece. Now, why this totally makes sense is because FirstNet is the first responder network. And you think about the network outages and the fiber cuts and the power and the extreme weather and natural disasters and whatever else you could think of and imagine. These things really need to be in place for satellite broadband, right? Whether it's non-terrestrial or whatever the solutions are. Right, so if the FCC grants this application and they're able to start the testing and then go into, I don't know if you want to call it like small testing beds or soak tests or betas, right? That gets really interesting, especially with AST launching more of the Bluebird satellites in the near term. These giant satellites with huge hardware that can actually create legitimate capacity. And that's where the whole band 14 piece comes into play. It's a low band frequency that has really good propagation characteristics, on top of what AT&T and Verizon have partnered with ASTS to do with the 850 megahertz spectrum, also a low band, also those same types of properties and characteristics. So this is pretty damn amazing, right? So as they're building these satellites and they launch them and increase the density of their constellations, and they're putting more frequencies and bandwidth to usage, I get the impression that regardless of who goes first, because there's always that, Starlink, whatever, like this is getting pretty damn crazy. Like it's becoming, clear to me that the carriers are sandbagging the satellite connectivity thing. It's going to be much better than they're letting on, and it's going to be leveraged more seriously than they're letting on. That's where I think this is going. So you guys can tell me what you think and your thoughts and opinions on this. I'm interested to read your comments, but go ahead and drop those for me. But yeah, FirstNet, AST, non-terrestrial networks, like it's picking up steam. Yeah, this is a serious thing. And we know about Frontline with Verizon as well. Like this is going to be much heavier in gravity than we know, ironically. Let me know. Drop me some comments. Like, share, subscribe. Check out some more videos. We'll see you guys soon on the next one.